The motorcycle trips are best where curves make up the test. And Twisted Sisters can't be beat. In Texas, they're the best. Stay tuned and see why. Welcome back to my travel window, where me and my do-rag are going to try and generate yet another new idea for how to have travel adventures while you can, wherever you can. Today we're going to talk about another of the top 10 motorcycle rides in the USA, and certainly the most famous ride in the state of Texas. As a bonus, I'm going to show you another nearby option, which we liked even better, and one where we took this picture. Stay to the end and we'll tell you the story behind the boot fence on the Willow City Loop. As everybody knows, Texas is a big state, and for the most part, it's very flat. One part of the state is differentiated from the rest. Ask any Texan if they know where the hill country is, and they'll readily know. Let me orient you to the geography of the state. The three major metro areas in Texas form a triangle, as you can see here, with Dallas-Fort Worth at the top, San Antonio at the bottom left, Houston at the bottom right. Let's just say there's a whole lot of college and pro sports in that triangle. The area known as Texas Hill Country is located just off the southwestern edge of the triangle, bounded on the east by Austin and San Antonio. The unofficial headquarters for the Hill Country is Fredericksburg, a fascinating little town of about 10,000 people with a primarily German immigrant history. Their most famous resident is Admiral Nimitz, and the National Museum of the Pacific War is a startling discovery that you'd expect to find in a major metropolis. It is truly noteworthy and well worth the visit. We spent 2 months in the Hill Country, camped in our RV, first in Austin, then in Stonewall, a small town just outside of Fredericksburg. As an aside, the people of the Hill Country probably would not claim Austin as part of the Hill Country, not because of the geography, but because of the politics. There is a vast cultural divide between most of the Hill Country and Austin. I particularly commend the RV park in Stonewall, which was a great place to camp. The Hill Country is famous for several things. The signature crop of the area used to be peaches. It's now transitioned to grapes with new vineyards and wineries everywhere. The Lyndon Johnson Ranch is now a National Historic Park, and it's well worth a visit, regardless of your politics. My favorite part of the tour was the plane that was used to transport the president here when he was in office. Since his private airstrip couldn't handle the Air Force One, they created a smaller plane, and they dubbed it Air Force 1/2, shown here. It's also the home of Luchenbach, population 3. Luchenbach was made famous in a song by Willie Nelson. It's the home of a music venue where you can hear live music every day. We went to Luchenbach twice. I've actually heard live music in Nashville and Memphis and New Orleans. All were good. But my favorite venue, hands down, is Luchenbach. It's intimate and it's real. It's good music. Today, my goal is to highlight the most famous motorcycle ride in Texas, and one that makes almost every top 10 list. Ranch Roads 335, 336, and 337, shown here on the arm of my t-shirt, connect to form a 131-mile route with so many twists in the road that they came to be called Twisted Sisters. The route looks like the letter Q, as you can see here. Starts in Medina, Texas, and where the tail meets the circle is a famous motorcycle shop and restaurant. We ate there. I purchased the souvenir shirt I'm wearing there. The shop is in a little town that looks like it should pronounce Leakey, but for some reason known only to Texans, it's called Lakey. There are several features that make this such a fabulous motorcycle ride. As you can see in the background, one curve follows another. The elevation is constantly changing. You can rarely see much of the road ahead, with only occasional pullouts where you can see sweeping vistas. With only ranches along the entire route, there's no local traffic. You can ride year-round. Even in the winter when we went, motorcycles outnumber cars perhaps 10 to 1. It's also worth noting that the shirt says, "I survived the 4-hour trip." This is in fact somewhat of an accomplishment. There is an average of more than one fatality every year on this road for the past 3 decades, which is pretty startling considering how little traffic and how few weather issues there are on this road. But almost all the casualties are single vehicle motorcycle accidents, usually involving excessive speed and occasionally involving a little extra alcohol. Along the route, you'll find numerous fenced-in ranches. The ones with normal height fences will have cows and sheep inside. The extremely high fences, often 12 feet or more in height, it puzzled us when we first saw them. We discovered after some research that they are exotic animal ranches. The animals are brought here, and you can pay a fee to hunt and capture your wildlife trophy. So occasionally you'll get a glimpse of some of these when you're on the route. Sometimes the most famous doesn't mean the best, however. Yes, if you want to test your ability to negotiate hills and corners, then Twisted Sisters is definitely your choice, and it's worthy of its top 10 status. But if you want beautiful hill country views and a pleasant ride, I would recommend Willow Loop, where this picture was taken. Yes, those are all cowboy boots. Apparently, the owner of the ranch attached the original boots to the fence as a decoration. Over time, much like love locks, other people have come and added their own boots, extending the colorful scene almost as far as you can see. If you come in the spring, the bluebonnets are as beautiful as any sight in the state of Texas. In the next video, I'm going to delve more into the specialty animal ranches where you can pay to hunt the imported antelope or other exotic game. We'll talk a little more about Luchenbach, the museum, the Johnson Ranch, even the annual Renaissance Fair. You won't want to miss it. Until then, safe travels.